My name is Landon Herr.
I'm Patrick Sawinski.
And I'm Nabil bin Saleh. And today we'll be speaking about virtual reality and augmented reality in construction.
Virtual reality and augmented reality have a couple key differences. In virtual reality, it's a construction of a simulation that allows the user to interact with the digital environment as if it were real life. So they'll put on goggles and they'll be able to walk around a constructed environment, and it allows them to feel like they're actually in that constructed environment. Augmented reality overlays virtual images on pre-existing real-world objects. So this is essentially 3D computer models being generated on real-life objects through simple devices like cell phones and tablets. Software that is used in virtual reality comes from mainly two major companies, Oculus and HTC. There's two main different types of VR software, which is VR visualization and VR training simulator. And the visualization, it's essentially just a constructed environment that allows the user to walk around. And in the training simulator, it creates scenarios that allows people to train for certain situations that may arise on job sites or in other real-world applications. Augmented reality is a little bit easier to develop. Companies like Apple and Samsung are able to produce this and put it on their cell phones that they mass produce for the general public. It comes through ARKit. Given that augmented reality models can be viewed on a phone screen, it's far easier and accessible to construction firms.
There are several different applications for virtual and augmented reality in the construction industry. The first application is construction worker virtual reality training, which will allow workers to practice handling potentially dangerous situations in a simulated environment. Another application is virtual reality plan reviews, which will allow clients, architects, engineers, and other parties to view completed structures from any angle so that they can make changes to any flaws prior to the completion of the project. A third application is remote site walks, which will allow architects, engineers, and other parties to view project progress accurately from off-site locations. A few more applications. One of these is leveraging specialized knowledge, which will allow engineers to make design changes based on the opinions of professionals who will be using the space. And one example of this is doctors providing input regarding location of medical equipment in a new hospital. Augmented reality worker assistants will allow workers to view instructions and information while they're simultaneously working. And an example that you can see here on the right is a worker being able to see the placement of different pipe fittings. And overall, virtual and augmented reality will enhance communication and collaboration on and off job sites. However, the implementation of such technologies will not be without challenges. For starters, virtual and augmented reality technology is very expensive. Additionally, converting typical CAD files to virtual reality simulations is difficult and time-consuming, and often requires hiring individuals with specialized knowledge. Additionally, these types of technologies cannot always interpret correctly their surroundings on a job site, which could be problematic. A few more challenges. One of these is the implementation of these type of technologies would require new safety training for any individuals who would be using them. And lastly, virtual reality technology can cause nausea in some individuals, which could be problematic when introducing the technology on a large scale.
Now let's look at how VR and AR apply to the real world. The first case study is the Spectrum Vertex project. Vertex Pharmaceuticals and BM Builders teamed up to use virtual reality modeling to build a state-of-the-art laboratory with the specifications listed. The goal was to reduce changes in construction, save clients money, and eventually gain more contract awards. Some challenges the project faced was the lack of advanced technology and not enough skilled users to use the technology.
Another case study is HOAR Construction. Since 2008, they have begun implementing Smart Reality, a virtual reality app, into many of their projects. How has HOAR used Smart Reality? It has used it to provide initial testing models for rehab hospitals and create virtual 3D mock-ups of complicated project elements. They have then used these models to evaluate quality control and sequences of these details. As far as how they plan to use the technology in the future, they hope to continue to load more projects into Smart Reality for review by quality and field superintendents, as well as develop a plan to implement wearable virtual reality technology such as Google Glass.
A third case study involves Bechtel, mainly focusing on safety training in the workplace. Bechtel is using virtual reality in a number of ways to improve the safety on these construction sites. One such way is through training of crane operators. As seen below, users are able to sit in a chair and put on the glasses for virtual reality so that it simulates them being in a real world construction site and operating the crane on the construction site with simulated workers present. It leads to quicker construction times because they're able to figure out what they need to do exactly when they need to do it, and it also saves the company money and protects the equipment. Two other ways that it helps with training are through AR assisted lockout tagout procedure. Bechtel is using augmented reality technology to simulate scenarios where sudden releases of high voltage energy occur. Training through AR keeps workers safe, and it allows them to figure out what they need to do in certain situations like this to protect everyone and equipment at the construction site. Another way is immersive job site walkthrough experience. This allows workers to have real-time video feed of what the entire work site looks like, and it also allows them to see potential safety hazards and report them.
All in all, VR and AR can revolutionize the construction industry. As technology advances over time, this concept will be used as a mainstream technique for all companies because of its overwhelming benefits. As seen by the case studies earlier, VR and AR will raise the standards within the construction industry.